You're listening to Lucky Hawk Talks, the show where Lucky Hawk talks. Now here's your host, Lucky Hawk.
Hello and welcome to a classic edition of Lucky Hawk Talks. I'm your host, Lucky Hawk, and this episode is coming from June of 2014. He's been a man of mystery when he debuted as the self-proclaimed King of Party Rock, and his career has left nothing but mysteries ever since. In May of 2021, Andrew W.K released his greatest album, You're Not Alone, deleted all of his social media, and then vanished completely. Some people think he is an imposter. Some people think that he's been replaced, sort of like a Paul McCartney deal. I was lucky enough to speak to him about some of this identity business, so take a listen and try to learn something. Little is known about the young Andrew W.K. What was he like?
Pretty much the same as he is in the older version. I've been very fortunate to not have to abandon my childhood in the traditional sense. So I never really had to grow up and got to pursue my interests pretty much straight through. So the things that I was excited about as a young person are the things that I am doing now. I think the only change is when you become what they call an adult, you have more resources and abilities and tools to make those dreams come true. So pretty much I'm just an older version of the same person.
This is a simple question, and I'm sure you probably heard it before, but why party?
Oh, because it's fun. Yeah, it's very fun. Simple answer.
Simple question, simple answer.
There you go.
How does one become the king of party?
By partying a lot. I mean, really pushing yourself past your own limits. I'm a big believer in identifying one's limits, exploring them, and then pushing beyond them. Because just like with anything in terms of growth, sometimes you have to go beyond what you're capable of in order to develop new capabilities. And that is the same with partying or life in general. So I just made it my mission to try to have as much fun as I could to get cheered up. I wanted to get cheered up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Now, obviously, you've mastered partying hard, but how do you unwind at the end of the day?
I don't really unwind, I guess. Stay all wound up the whole time. I mean, yeah, of course, there's times when the body needs rest, the mind and the spirit, your soul has to absorb the experience that you went through. So, I guess you just sort of have those open moments. I mean, I find those open moments in things like, well, actually kind of what we're doing right now, reflecting, talking about stuff, thinking about your life, thinking about other people's lives. Those are moments, I don't want to say you're unwinding, but you're absorbing. Traveling, when we're traveling all around on these tours and stuff, sometimes the flights, just those moments in the airports when you're sitting and waiting for a flight, you just sort of sit and you just be. You just think about stuff. And you think about how good it is to be able to think about anything at all. So I like that kind of contrast from real intense moments and then real sort of open, quiet moments.
At some point in time, an urban legend arose that you were replaced by yourself and that you were no longer you. So are you or are you someone else now?
Sorry, going back to, that's a great question, first of all, but kind of going back to what we talked about in the first question, I'm just same person, just different version of him, I guess. I think, in a way, it's very flattering that someone would think about what I've done enough to come up with a theory like that, but I can assure you, as I've said, time and time again, that it's just not true. I've not been replaced. It's the same Andrew W.K that's existed since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Some people have said that your imagery perpetuates violence. What do you have to say to these people?
Um, I would say let's have some fun. I mean, if they accuse me, no one's actually really accused me to my face of trying to perpetuate violence. I think that, like with all things, it's a mixture of all kinds of stuff. There's feelings that you have that could be angry or violent feelings or thoughts, and you have feelings that are, loving and affectionate feelings, and they all count. And there should be a place where all those things are allowed, and I think that place is what I call partying. So, again, I just think that that's a part of the fabric of human experience, and I don't feel like it should be ignored or, discounted. It's not what I'd call a pretty thing, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
I would like to be able to wrestle with all aspects of being alive, including that.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've appeared several times, I believe, as well as our friend, the late, great Odorous Urungus, on Fox News.
Yeah.
Why Fox News?
I guess they asked me to come on the program. I mean, Greg Gutfeld, right when they were starting this Red Eye program, which is a late-night show, he invited me to be on. He's a big music fan, so he was familiar with me through music, and I was excited to talk to him and to be, I actually live right by the Fox News building right here in Manhattan. I'm actually quite close to it right now as I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to see what it was like in there, and I don't prescribe to any one particular political point of view. So I was just curious, really, and I always enjoyed it. There's just so much humor, a lot of laughs. I like having laughs like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent that they bring into the studio, whether it's the guests or the regular hosts of the program, like Andy Levy and in the old days, Bill Schultz, and of course Greg himself.
Mm-hmm.
I admire their work ethic and their sense of humor. Sometimes people take things too seriously, and I like that show because they get to have some laughs, even about things that they care about a lot.
Yeah, it seems that humor is a good way to link rival political parties. More people should think that way about it, really.
Well, yes, I completely agree, and I think that oftentimes people mistake or mistakenly equate seriousness with intelligence, and it's actually probably the exact opposite of that. I think the humble attitude that lends itself to not having to understand or know anything is what allows a person to have an open mind. Mm-hmm. If you get too locked into any one point of view, especially to the extreme side where you can't laugh about things, then your mind is probably not very open anymore. And that can happen to anybody, in any situation, especially when people are passionate about things. They forget that questioning themselves, questioning their own beliefs, you've got to question everything. Especially when you care about something, you have to question it.
Yeah.
But it's very emotionally satisfying to pick one side, A or B, black or white, red or blue, and run with it because it's entertaining. But if you push yourself a little bit beyond that, you probably end up, having a more expansive point of view, or not, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though, right?
Oh, definitely. You have to question everything you love, basically.
Exactly, and I think that a lot of times these systems that have been put in place have been designed this way to inflame people's emotions, to rile people up, to force people to have to pick A or B, black or white, red or blue. That they make it seem like there are only two choices, and there's not. And we have to empower ourselves to see choice 3, or C, or a different color. There has to be, and there always is, an infinite number of choices. And the frustration, and even more so the exhaustion that comes from this back and forth bickering about who's right or who's wrong is designed to just turn people off from caring at all. So it really is a big challenge to continue to care and to continue to be thoughtful and invested, aware of what's going on in the world around us, and to know that you don't have to pick a side. There is no side to pick. That's just a trick.
Absolutely.
It's a scam, you know.
Moving on to music, what is your opinion of the current state of music? Are you pleased, or?
Yeah, it seems pretty good to me. I mean, I really like dance music, and I really like how the electronic dance music, EDM scene has exploded over the last few years. That's been really exciting. I've always really liked techno and just, hard dance music, disco and all that. So that's been good for me. I also really like rap and hip-hop. So obviously there's a lot to enjoy with that. There's a lot of good rock music too. I mean, at some point, genres are a bit useless when you try to define, a genre of music like I'm doing with dance music or hip-hop or rock. But it mostly comes down to instruments.
Yeah.
What I really like most of all is there's been a lot of very energetic music.
Oh, definitely.
It's music that's designed for having fun, and people are talking about partying and celebrating and enjoying themselves. There's also been a lot of music that's been made that I really don't like at all. I feel very, very angry about, but that's all part of it, As long as it riles you up some way, good or bad, it still counts,
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a favorite act at the moment?
Not one particular favorite. I mean, I still listen to a lot of the same music I did almost 20 years ago. And then when I hear new songs, I mean, I really like what Dr. Luke is doing. I'm a big fan pretty much of everything that he works on. I really like Juicy J a lot.
Oh, yeah, love Juicy J.
And, the whole 3-6 Mafia team, even though they kind of split up a bit.
Yeah, we actually did an interview with DJ Paul not too long ago. It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, we sure did.
That's awesome. Well, I think he's fantastic. He has an amazing voice. I know he's done what's it called, Mafia 3-6?
It's called Da Mafia 6 now.
Okay, right. And I thanks to Boo, she's in that, right?
Yes, she is. She's back.
And who was the other? There's a third person.
Crunchy Black. Crunchy Black is back.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, what an incredible vibe. I mean, just, one, he has a great voice. Crunchy Black, I first heard him on the Poppin' My Collar song.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I first remember hearing his voice. But it's just his whole presence, like you don't get to see an individual like that often in entertainment, and it's completely fantastic when you do. I mean, he's an adult. He's like an actual adult. That's what I think of. It's like he's lived life. You know what I mean? He's been through.
He's the real deal.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I did hear some of the new stuff that they were doing, and it was good to me. I mean, I just like voices. DJ Paul's voice is amazing. Project Pat, he performed at my music venue, the venue my friends and I opened in New York City here, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something. And I was asking him all kinds of questions, and he was amazing. Just a completely unique voice, completely unique vibe. So, that is actually a lot of the music I have been listening to is the Hypnotized Minds and that scene, that Memphis scene.
Yeah. I think, in all seriousness, I think Project Pat is probably my favorite rapper. In all seriousness.
He's absolutely amazing. He's extremely underrated. I don't mean that as an insult to him at all. He has had a lot of success, and I wish him more. I just think that he's even, he's one of those cases where in a few more years people start to freak out and realize how good he's been for the last 15 years. I mean, it's
much like
the amount of good music that he's made is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy the success that Juicy J has gotten now, in his career, doing Katy Perry songs. And
think how long he's been doing it.
Yeah.
I've been very inspired by their work ethic, their commitment, their focus, and their humbleness, too.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, Project Pat was extremely humble. Juicy J, in every interview I've ever seen, I've never met him, Of course, I would like to, but every interview I've ever seen, all he cares about is working as hard as he can and making the best music that he can. I mean, it's so much effort at all times. There's of course he's having fun. I would like to think he's enjoying it too, but it's also just an extreme amount of focus. I don't think he takes any of it for granted, and I've also been very, very, again, got to give it to Dr. Luke Dr. Luke came up through producing rap and hip hop, so he, as much as he's done a lot of pop and even rock tunes and things like that, he had that backstory, and the fact that he recognized, I'm sure, very early on that Juicy J and that sound was long overdue, even though they were already very successful. Of course, 3 6 Mafia won the Oscar for best song from that state, High Till I Die. But I mean, think about that. That was at least 10 years ago, right?
I think it was. Yeah, that was for Hustle and Flow. Yeah, Hustle and Flow. That's right. Yeah.
So you got to give it to Dr. Luke as well for recognizing that talent and teaming up and giving him even a bigger platform to be heard. I mean, his rap on that Dark Horse song, that Katy Perry song, is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. You have referred to your album, the Japanese covers, as a gift to the Japanese people. Because the Japanese people love you to death. What do you think it is that makes you get over so well with the Japanese?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the culture there definitely seems to enjoy high energy entertainment. Things that are kind of cranked up, amped up, very cheerful, a lot of excitement. So I think those are tones that I'm definitely focused on, and that I include in my work. Mm-hmm. So I think it just related to that.
Now, you're featured in the upcoming documentary Party Safari. What can you tell me about that project?
What is it? Oh, Party Safari. Well, there was these two fellows that I actually have been in contact with for a long time. They're from England, and I mean, they came to my very first shows that I ever played there, and it was 12 years ago or something. We've stayed in touch over the years, as people that like to party together tend to do, and they came with me to film me going to see this wild animal park in England, actually, which is quite odd, because they had a lot of exotic animals there that I would never have expected to be able to survive there, and I became quite frightened and sort of had a meltdown, and they filmed it, and I guess that's the movie. I haven't watched the whole movie myself, just because it's too upsetting to relive the experience for me, for real. But I guess they were happy with it, and sometimes you just gotta let things exist, even if they're, intense.
Yeah.
For you to experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, you're also touring with Marky Ramone this fall. Is that correct?
Yes. I toured with them a lot last year. That was sort of the kickoff to us playing music together, and I'm doing more. I have a show with him coming up in a couple of weeks in Kansas, actually, and then a bunch of shows in Europe, Spain, mostly in Spain. But to get to sing those songs, those Ramone songs, with him on the drums, I mean, I can't even really describe it. It's just as good as life gets. The music is so unbelievably fantastic and so powerful.
Yeah. You have a new album in the works. Can you tell me anything about that?
I've been working on it for a long time, and I have put it aside many times for actually all the kinds of stuff we've been talking about. I mean, I've been very lucky, very blessed, very fortunate to have all kinds of opportunities and chances to do all sorts of stuff, and sometimes one of those opportunities will force you to alter your schedule. So there were times when I wanted to be recording and finishing my new album last summer, almost a year ago, and then Black Sabbath asks you to be their opening DJ for a tour. And, I'm not going to say no to that, even though it means setting the album aside. So there's some kind of master plan that I'm not in control of, but I try to just follow my destiny as best I can and take advantage of what comes my way as it does. I do want to get this album done as soon as possible, hopefully next year.
Okay. Everybody knows you also do motivational speaking. What's the best advice you could give anyone ever?
To stay very strong and to do what makes you feel good.
There you have it, folks. The mysterious Andrew W.K. Super nice, super entertaining, super insightful, and I hope he returns to the world because, honestly, I miss him. Like I said, his last album was amazing. I want to see him. I want him to tour. I want to hear his words. If you want to hear more of my words and you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you want access to all of the rest of my written interviews, please visit my authors page at amazon.com/authors/luckyhawk. It's free if you have Kindle Unlimited. If you don't have Kindle Unlimited, they're only 99 cents per volume. I'm Lucky Hawk. Until next time, take care.